Okay, exercise 1A, question number 2. Let's start with it. So let's read what the question first say. Let's read what the question says. It says, solve each of the following equation giving your answer correct to two decimal places where necessary. Okay, so in part number 1 you can see we have x plus 1 whole square is equals to 9. So let me just copy part number A over here. Just focus on the screen. What's the question? Just a second, let me just correct this. So it is x plus 1 whole square is equals to 9. Now first of all, pay attention on the screen. I need your entire attention on the screen. Okay, x plus 1 whole square is equals to 9. That's the question. Now remember this, see over here, remember this. I have told you this in the classes as well, that x plus 1 whole square cannot be opened like x square plus 1 square. It cannot be opened like that. That's gonna be absolutely wrong. That's gonna be absolutely wrong.
X plus 1 times x plus 1.
No, what's the correct way to open that? Do you remember the identity?
Yeah, I know. So it's x plus 1 in one bracket, and another bracket would be x plus 1 just without the square anymore.
Yeah, so basically you will be using this identity, a plus b whole square. So a square plus 2ab plus b square. Alright, so that's how you expand your bracket. So that means if I have to expand x plus 1 whole square, I'm going to open it like x square plus 2ab plus b square, right? And don't forget that it's equal to 9. So that's going to be x square plus 2 times x times 1. That's going to be 2x plus 1 square is 1 is equals to 9. Alright, so therefore if I bring this 9 to the other side, it's going to be x square plus 2x plus 1 minus 9 is equals to 0. And therefore x square plus 2x plus minus is minus, 9 minus 1 is 8, right? And the sign is always of the greater number. So this is how it looks like, x square plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I am going to basically do the middle term break. So 8 and the value behind x square, which is 1. So 8 times 1 is 8. Again the same strategy that we think of two number which when multiplied will give us 8, and when added or subtracted will give us our middle value, which is 2, right? So those two number can be 4 and 2, because 4 times 2 is 8 and 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay, so now I'm going to do the middle term break. So x square plus 4x minus 2x, because plus minus minus 4 minus 2 is 2, and the sign is always of the greater number, so that's why I have put plus with the greater number. Okay, is equal to 0. And then okay, wait, I forgot to put the minus 8. Let me erase it and put minus 8 over here. So x square plus 4x minus 2x minus 8 is equals to 0, right? And now I'm going to take common in x square plus 4x, so that's going to be x plus 4, and in these two if I take common, it's going to be minus 2 x plus 4. Okay, so you can see both of my brackets are same. You can see both of my brackets are same, x plus 4 and x plus 4. So therefore I know I am going in the right direction, right? So I'm going to take x plus 4 as common and x minus 2 as common. They both are equal to 0. And then x plus 4 is equals to 0, x minus 2 is equals to 0, x is equals to 2. That's my first solution. And x is equals to minus 4. That is my second solution. X equals to minus 4 and x equals to 2. So this is the entire solution of question number 2 part A on the screen.
Oh, I had the same answer.
You have the same answer. That is good. Okay, so any problem in any of the steps? Look at the screen. Any problem in any of the steps?
No problem.
No problem. All right, now let's look at part number B. So what does part number B says? That you have 2x plus 1 whole square is equals to 16, right? So this is our part number B. I'm also going to solve it, and then you can just cross check your answer with mine. Okay, so what is the question to part number B? It is 2x plus 1 whole square is equals to 16. So first of all, I'm going to expand this with the help of the identity, which is a square plus 2ab plus b square, and that is equals to 16. Okay, all right, so 2x square is basically 4x square, right? And then 2 times 2x is 4x, 4x times 1 is 4x, plus 1 square is 1, and that's equal to 16. The 16 is going to come to the other side, so it's going to be 4x square plus 4x plus 1 minus 16 is equals to 0. Okay, and then 4x square plus 4x plus 1 and minus 16 is what? Plus minus minus. So that's gonna be 15. The sign is always of the greater number, so minus 15 is equal to 0. Okay, so now we have these quadratic equation in front of us, 4x square plus 4x minus 15. Now the point is that, can I take anything common in these three? No, I cannot, right? So first of all, I got this quadratic equation. Now what I have to do, I have to take this value without any variable and times it with the value behind x square, which is 4, right? So 15 times 4 is going to be equal to what?
Then yeah, 60, which is then 10 times 6 is 60. 10 minus 6 is 4.
Yep, 10 times 6 is 60, you are correct, and 10 minus 6 is 4. So 10 and 6 are the two numbers we are looking for. So now let's do the middle term break. 4x square plus 10x minus 6x minus 15 is equal to 0. Now we're going to take common in these two, so that's going to be 2x. That's something I can take common, right? So it's going to be 2x plus 5. And over here I can do the same. I can take 3 as common, actually minus 3 as common, and I'll have 2x plus 5 on the inside, correct? And then 2x plus 5 is my first bracket, 2x minus 3 is going to be my second bracket. They both are equal to 0, therefore 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, and 2x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 5 over 2. That's the first value that I got. Alright, and the second value that I can get is 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, 2x is equal to 3, x is equal to 3 over 2. So the first value that we have is x is equal to minus 5 over 2, and the second value that we have is 3 over 2. Did you get the same answer?
Let me check. Yes, same answer.
Same answer, very good. So have you started solving part number C?
Yeah.
Alright, good. Let's see what they say in part number C. Let me have a look. Okay, so part number C is the same. You can see 5x minus 4 whole square is equal to 81. So I can leave this to you. You can try this yourself. Part number C, it's going to be the same as part A and B.
I don't understand this.
What seems to be the problem? Where are you stuck?
These numbers are too big.
The numbers are too big. Alright, let's see. Now part number C, but here's a more easy way that I'm going to explain to you. A very more,
I know something. There's a formula minus b. Then you do plus minus.
No, now I'm going to be explaining you a very easy way to solve these kind of question, and you can use the same method that I'm going to be explaining right now for part A also and part B also, and that method is going to be also correct, and you're going to get the same answer, right? And this method is that instead of expanding this 5x minus 4 whole square with the help of a square plus 2ab plus b square, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take square root on both sides, because you see that we have a square, right? So in order to get rid of this square, I'm going to square root both the sides. So if I square root both the sides, I can get rid of this square and square root. So that's going to be 5x minus 4, and if I take the square root of 81, that's going to be plus minus 9, correct? Right? Whenever you remove the under root, remember that you have one value in positive, the other one in negative, right? Now what I can do is that I can solve one part of the equation by taking the positive 9 and one part of the equation by taking the negative 9. So that's going to be 5x is equal to 9 plus 4. 5x is equal to 9 plus 4 is 13, right? And therefore our x is going to be equal to 13 over 5. That's the first value that I'm going to get. Alright, I'm going to get my first value as 13 over 5. And the second value is going to be 5x is equal to minus 9 plus 4. So minus 9 plus 4 is going to be minus plus minus. 9 minus 4 is 5. Sign is always of the greater number. So 5x is equal to minus 5. Yes, x is equal to minus 5 over 5, which is that x is equal to minus 1. So you see, alright, so this is the solution for part number C, and as you can see that this one is much more easier, much more simple, and much more straightforward, right? You just take the square roots, you simplify this, right? First you take a value with positive 9 and then a 1 with negative 9, because whenever you remove the under root, you have one value in positive and one value of negative, something that we have already discussed in our previous classes. So we have two values of x now, minus 1 and 13 over 5. So the point is that this is another way of solving these questions, right? So the first two parts that we did, part number A and B, we use the expansion, we use the expansion version where you expand the bracket with the help of the identity a square plus 2ab plus b square, and then you simplify it with the help of the middle term break so that you can find the values of x, right? But over here what we did is that we just square root both the values and we simplified it. So this version or this method of solving the questions, these type of questions specifically, is much more straightforward, and you can use the same method for part B also and for part A also, and you will get the same answer. Alright, so both the methods are correct. You can use any one of these both method for solving your question, whichever you find more easier. Alright, any questions? Let me first write down the question over here. 7 minus 3x whole square, and then we have equivalent to 9 over 16. Okay, so again, one method of solving part number D is in the same way as we did part A and B, that you can just expand it using a square plus 2ab plus b square, that identity, right? And then you can simplify it, or you can use the method that we have used in part number C to solve this question. Okay, so I think method number sorry,
Do I need a separate notebook?
yeah, if you can maintain a separate notebook, that would be much more preferable, but if you don't have, then you can just use the same one. Just make sure to give the proper headings, okay, for the exercises and the questions. Part number D, let's start with it. Okay, and I'll be using this method to solve part number D. Okay, so if I use this method to solve part number D, the one that I use in part C, so what do I have to do? I just have to write 7 minus 3x whole square, and then I square root it, and I'm going to square root the other side as well, right? So what I did, again, let me repeat it, I just introduced square roots on both sides. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cancel the square with the square root, right? Because square and square root can cancel out, so I am left with what? I am left with 7 minus 3x. 7 minus 3x. Okay, and that is equals to the square root of 9 over 16. So what is the square root of 9 over 16 gonna be? 3 over 4, because the square root of 9 is 3 and the square root of 16 is 4, right? And don't forget,
0.5.
yes, and don't forget that whenever you remove the under root, you have one value in positive and the other one in negative. Remember that, right? So the same value is written in positive first and then in negative. So therefore I can safely say that 7 minus 3x is equals to 3 over 4. That's my first equation, and my second equation is gonna be 7 minus 3x is equals to minus 3 over 4, right? So you can see that first I took a positive value, then I took a negative value, right? So remember that we first take a negative one, then positive one. Why? Because whenever you remove the under root, you have one value in positive, the other one in negative. Okay, so the positive one you write it first, and then you write the negative one. You take both into account, right? So that is how you're going to arrange it, and after that you will just simply solve it. So now I can say that minus 3x is equals to 3 over 4. This plus 7, when it goes to the other side, will become minus 7, right? And therefore x is equals to whatever answer you get of 3 over 4 minus 7. Can you simplify this? 3 over 4 minus 7, what will be the answer? You can just do manually by taking the LCM, or if I do this in calculator, I will get 3 over 4 minus 7, that's minus 25 over 4. Okay, and this minus 3 over here remains as it is. So minus 3x is equals to minus 25 over 4, and now this minus 3 will go to the other side and it will obviously multiply, right? So it's gonna be minus 25 over 4 times minus 3, which is minus 12, right? All you have to do is to cancel these minus sign, because you can do that, right? Cancel this minus and this minus, so your answer is gonna be x is equals to 25 over 12. That's the first value, correct? So we have our first value. Remember that this is not the only value, because this is quadratic equation, which means that we get two answers, right? And the second one we are going to get through this, and this is gonna be a different answer. Why? Because the value of 3 over 4 is negative over here, right? So minus 3x is equals to minus 3 over 4 minus 7. If you do minus 3 over 4 minus 7, that's gonna be minus 31 over 4, right? And the minus 3x remains as it is, therefore x is equals to minus 31 over minus 12. That's our second value. So these are the two values of x that I got.
Okay.
Have a good look at part number D. Look at the solution of part number D complete, and then start with part E. Now, part number E. Part number E says x plus 3 whole square is equals to 11. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. So you can try this yourself and tell me the answer. So if I heard that correct, 0.3, that's the first value, right? Positive 0.3, correct?
Yeah.
And the second value is?
Second value. Yes.
Minus 6.3, right? So these two values you got, and they are absolutely correct for part number E, right? Absolutely correct, very good. Now let's look at part number F. Part number F, you can see it's the same. 2x minus 3 whole square is equal to 23, right? So you can just skip, you can skip part number F. We will skip part number F because it's the same, right? Let's do part number G. Come on, part number G. So part number G, what does part number G say? Part number G say that you have 5
minus x square equals 7.
Exactly, yes. And you're going to solve it in the same way, so let's quickly do that. We are going to first of all introduce square root on both sides.
What is under root of 7?
Under root of 7 is because 7 is not a perfect square, right? So you're going to get a value in decimal for under root 7. So under root 7 should be equal to 2.64. That's why I'm getting on the calculator 2.64. So let's just take 2.6, okay? And this square root and square root will cancel out, so we'll only be left with 5 minus x, and therefore I can send x to the other side, so it becomes positive. So therefore 5 minus, oh, by the way, that whenever we remove the under root, we have one value in positive and the other one in negative, okay? So that means that first value is gonna be 5 minus 2.6 in the case where 2.6 is positive, right? And that's gonna be equal to x, and the second value is gonna be 5 plus 2.6 in the case 2.6 is negative, and that's gonna be equal to x, okay? So 5 minus 2.6, let's see what is that equals to. 5 minus 2.6, that is equals to 2.4, right? So first value is gonna be x is equals to 2.4, and the second value is gonna be okay. Now I'll start solving part number H, and you can just cross check your answer, okay? So basically, first thing first, I'm going to under root both the values, both the sides, so that I can get my I can get rid of this square, right? So this square and this square root will cancel out. Once these cancel out, I am left with 1 over 2 minus x, which is equals to under root of 10. So under root of 10, if I do that in my calculator, that's 3.16. 16 can be rounded off to 3.2, right? And then I have one value in positive, not to forget, and one value in negative because we have removed the under root, okay? So now what we'll do, we'll basically send this x to the other side. So it's gonna be, first of all, let's write both the equations that we have. 1 over 2 minus x is equals to 3.2. that's the first one. The second one is 1 over 2 minus x is equals to minus 3.2. one is positive, one is negative, okay? And now I'm going to send my x to the other side, so it's gonna be 1 over 2 minus 3.2 is equals to x. The other one is gonna be 1 over 2 plus 3.2 is equals to x. So 1 over 2 minus 3.2, that's gonna be equal to minus 2.7. That's my value of x. And the second value of x that I'm gonna get is 1 over 2 plus 3.2 is 3.7. So x is equal to 3.7. First of all, tell me, are you getting the same values?
Yes.
X is equals to minus 2.7 and x is equals to 3.7. Are you getting the same values?
Yeah.